Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Eric Hopkins, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it has been a little while since my last video here. I had to take a bit of a break. It wasn't anything, out of the ordinary. It was just kind of one of those deals. When I was doing the YouTube channel before, I got a little burnt out. I ain't gonna lie. I felt like I was doing a little too much. But with some buddies of mine recently, we started our own podcast, the 3-Star Podcast, which if you're interested in checking it out, we talk mostly professional wrestling over there, but occasionally we do discuss movies and things like that. We're going to be doing that over there as well. Now, this channel here, my personal channel, I'm going to mostly focus on movies, streaming, things like that. I know a lot of other YouTubers are doing it, but it's one of the things I enjoy the most. But if you want to check out where I talk professional wrestling, which is another interest of mine, we do shows mostly once a week is what our schedule is going forward. Probably uploading early Friday mornings every week or late Thursday night, whenever, because we'll be shooting it on Thursdays for the most part. But this week we're doing a lot of shows due to WrestleMania week. So if you're interested in that, we'll be doing that this week, probably almost every day leading up to the big event. But you can follow us on YouTube. Just search for 3-Star Podcast. You can also find us on Facebook at 3-Star Pod or on Twitter at 3-Star Podcast 1. I think I got all that right. Okay, but anyway, when it comes to this channel, though, I'm hoping to get back in the swing of things here. Maybe doing a little, 20, 30-minute show, much like this one, every day. Just kind of like, just chilling, discussing movie news and, trailers or movie reviews for movies I've seen. So it just one-on-one with me. Eventually, maybe I'll go live, and maybe if I start getting some subscribers and things like that, maybe I'll do that. But for now, I'll be recording these probably in the morning or sometimes maybe the night before, discussing stuff. So if something drops during the day, like say a movie trailer or some big movie news, I may not get the reaction up right away like some YouTubers do, because I do have a day job, which I work usually about 10 hours a day, and I try to have some semblance of a life as well. But this shouldn't take a whole lot of my time if I do it the way I'd like to do it. But it is something that I like to have an outlet to discuss things I like, movies especially. I tend to watch a lot of them. And when I go to the theaters, to whenever they open back up, which I'm hoping will be soon, and we're going to discuss a little bit of that here in a second with the movie trailers coming back in a little bit full force here. I hope that's a good sign. But yeah, so it's just kind of something I've been wanting to get back into doing. So I hope you guys will come along with me. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos. Feel free to comment in the comment box below. Be nice. Try to be gentle. I mean, I'm mostly doing this for fun. I'm not expecting any money or anything like that. I just kind of want to have a little fun, talk about things, and I hope that you guys will enjoy my videos. And I just hope we can kind of get back in the swing of things. And yeah, just have a little fun. So let's start with some stuff this morning. Over the last week or so, there's been a lot come out over the last week, and I know I'm a little behind on some of these topics, but I hope you'll bear with me as I try to catch a little bit up from stuff that's been going on over the last week and even early this year and stuff like that. I mean, we've had a lot of good TV shows from The Mandalorian at the end of last year. How great was that? Season 2, I mean, I thought it was better than Season 1. So, Star Wars is really starting to branch out when it comes to their TV slate, and their movies are taking a little bit of a, I don't know, a back. I wouldn't call it a backstep, but a little bit of a. We'll just kind of put them on the shelf for a little bit here, and we'll come. In a few years we'll get another one, and hopefully that'll be a hit, and we can get the ball rolling there. But I think their TV has been so good that we wouldn't even necessarily need that right now. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, the one thing I will try not to do on this channel is get into a lot of spoilers, unless I say it's going to be a spoiler review, or I will give everybody sufficient warning, because I don't want to ruin stuff for people. I think people who do that intentionally or unintentionally, they need, that's something that need to be a little bit better as a fandom, as an audience, because we need to respect other people and understand that not everybody can watch things when they first come out, or even within a few months. Sometimes people don't go see things in theaters, and they wait for them to come home on home video or streaming. So I will do my best to not do spoilers, and if I do, I will specify them in the titles of my videos and it'll be like set apart from my normal little show here. So, but on my normal daily episodes, I won't do that. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting into all that. Why don't we talk about a little bit that's like gone on already earlier this year? We touched a little bit on the Mandalorian there, but earlier this year we also had WandaVision, which is I thought was a terrific show. I will say though, when it came out and it released weekly, um, about the first, especially the first 2 weeks, I wasn't really feeling it. Week three, it got a little bit better, and the ending, kind of hooked you a little bit. But by episode four, they just grab you and they don't let go. I loved how. So if you thinking about watching WandaVision, do not stop watching WandaVision until after at least episode four, because it explains everything from episode one, two, and three, what's going on, and you kind of get this classic Marvel feel, because the very beginning is kind of like where's Marvel going with this, but by the time episode four got done, you get like, okay, I see. Now I'm invested. Now I'm hooked, and I'm interested to see where these guys go with these characters. And I thought, all the actors and actresses, they did their jobs well. I thought Wanda Maximoff's story arc came, and they did a very good job of furthering her character arc. Vision as well, which is interesting because we all know, we've all probably seen Endgame by now, so I don't think it's too much to say. We know what happened with Vision, and coming into WandaVision, he is not alive. So it's interesting to see how WandaVision picked up that ball and ran with it, and kind of what they could do. As I always say in comics, no one's ever truly dead. So I still think that there could be a day that Black Widow or Tony Stark or even Captain America, even though he technically wasn't dead last we saw him, he was just an old man, but we still don't know his exact whereabouts or what's going on with him. But there's always a chance, especially with Marvel's Phase 4, they are going to be delving into the multiverse in the next phase. There's always possibilities for characters to make returns, like your Iron Mans or Black Widows, even if that doesn't mean they're being played by the same actors. People can look differently, which uh, that could be a very interesting wrinkle. So, but yeah, I love the WandaVision. I loved how they brought in certain elements, teasing the multiverse. I'll say that. Um, Whether or not they will actually ever, do certain things with like other, let's say, Fox owned properties, I don't know. Well, formerly Fox owned properties. Disney owns them now. But yeah, I don't know where they'll go with that, but I am looking forward to seeing where they go. So I highly recommend WandaVision, because you can binge watch the whole, probably first and maybe only season of that show. But it's definitely worth, because it will tie in to Spider-Man No Way Home in December and Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. Uh, so I definitely recommend catching up on WandaVision before those movies come out for sure. Also, not too long right after that, we got the start of Falcon and Winter Soldier. We're only 3 episodes into that, so and again, especially since it's only been on for 3 weeks, I will not be spoiling this. But again, at the end of Endgame, we saw uh, Captain America, Steve Rogers, an old man, give his shield to Sam Wilson in the Falcon. Um, and I won't say what happens at the beginning of the series, but we're definitely going to. This is going to be Sam Wilson's story, in my opinion, and how he takes up the mantle of Captain America by the end of the season. Now, I don't know that for sure, but that's just the presumption of where this is all going, and the relationship between Bucky Barnes and Steve and Sam Wilson, and of course Bucky's relationship with Captain America himself is driving this narrative, and I can't wait to see what they do with Winter Soldier, especially now that we're getting into the roots and the core of his character in this show, and his past traumas from his life of being controlled by Hydra and other things like that. So, and his relationship with Sam is going to probably it's a little, at first it seems like they're going to be button heads a little bit. They were doing that in Civil War, but I think the shield and the mantle of Captain America is going to bring them together as brothers, I think, and it's going to be very interesting to see how Marvel expands on this, because Marvel right now is definitely looking for some big superheroes to fill some very big shoes left by some of the bigger characters after Avengers Endgame, and this is to me, it's almost like they're starting over from Phase One, and they're going to build their characters slowly, and I think that's going to be a very interesting thing to watch over the course of these series. Um, and sticking with the Marvel shows, though, um, we are going to be getting Loki has just released a trailer, and it will be coming out in June, not too long before the release of Black Widow. And I did a lot of trailer reactions this week for Loki. Was one of them, and so I highly recommend you go check out that video as well, and like and comment for those. But Loki, yeah, it definitely again is going to pick up after Endgame, where we saw him get the Tesseract in the 2012 timeline where they all jump back to try to get the stones. And I think in doing so, Loki's going to mess up a lot of stuff based on this trailer. And we're going to get to see how playing with time and these powerful forces are going to wreak havoc on the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole. And I cannot wait to see where they go with this. The good thing about these shows, they're they're completely made on a movie budget. Disney money, man. They are basically giant movies split up over the course of 6, 8 weeks, whatever you want to have, whatever you want to call them. They're like basic miniseries, but and if you put them all together, it's like a huge Marvel. And we're getting spoiled with Marvel stuff this year, to be honest with you, especially after such a long wait after Spider-Man: Far From Home and this pandemic and stuff. I'm so glad to see Marvel back, and I can't wait to see where they go moving forward. Now that we're starting to finally get movies back. And speaking of movies coming back, we got a lot of trailers this week. A lot of trailers for upcoming films, which I think is a good sign for movie theaters opening back up. And just seeing the fact that trailers are coming, and we're slowly starting to get audiences to going back to the movie theaters with social distancing and all this stuff. And I can't wait for the day. I've not been to a movie since January of 2020 when I went and seen Bad Boys for Life, and that was, oh gosh, it's over, was that 14 months or so, 15 months? That's a long time for me. I usually go once a month, maybe twice, depending on the movie. Summertime, I'm there about every weekend. Uh, so I look forward to doing that, and that way I can have content for my channel. And I'm glad that in the meantime we're getting streaming services, uh, some of them anyway, releasing some movies straight to home. That way we can watch them and without worrying about going out to the theaters and stuff like that. But yeah, the trailers that came out this week, though, we've got Space Jam: A New Legacy came out this week, and I did all these trailers I'm about to talk about. I did trailer reactions for, so please go check them out. But Space Jam looks like a lot of fun. Maybe I'm not the different demographic for it. It looks like a little more for younger audiences, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I am looking forward to seeing it anyway because I was a freshman in high school when Space Jam 1 with Michael Jordan came out in 1996, 25 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. Do you believe that? So I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit of nostalgia here. I think they're going to. I still think it's a missed opportunity if they don't get Michael Jordan to at least make an appearance in this. maybe be a general manager of the Toon Squad. That'd be kind of cool. Um, but yeah, I think LeBron could do well with this. I don't know if I see him as an act. I mean, who knows? You never know. I mean, I've seen professional wrestlers become actors. You can argue whether or not they're good or not, but it doesn't to say that a professional athlete can't become a good actor. I mean, look at Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He was a professional wrestler, had all the charisma in the world that a lot of athletes sometimes don't have on camera when it comes to scripts and all that stuff and acting for that matter. But The Rock made it work, and he's one of the highest paid actors in this world, if not the highest paid actor in this world. So LeBron can do very well in this. I did like him in that one movie he was in not too long ago. I can't remember. It was a comedy. He did a good job in it. I thought it was okay. So you never know. But yeah, I mean, the Looney Tunes, that's what we're going to see this movie for. But yeah, you don't even have to go to a theater. Just check it out on HBO Max in July if you don't want to risk going out. So that's always really cool. Uh, James Gunn, The Suicide Squad, also came out with a trailer, two trailers, as a matter of fact, this last week. The Red Band trailer came out first, which I thought was a lot of fun. I like the soundtrack to it. I love the comedy aspect. It just screams Guardians of the Galaxy to me, and I really enjoyed it. I love those films, and it's got Groot rocket vibes with King Shark and the Weasel character. So I think we're going to get a little bit of that. A lot of the humors, a lot of the same vibes. I love Harley Quinn in this. I think James Gunn, he might be the one to shepherd Harley Quinn going forward. I think he could do a very good job because it seems like he knows the character, or he could do well with it. And I think that Harley Quinn definitely needs the right person to shepherd that character moving forward. So we'll see if he can maybe pick up that ball and run with it. But I would love to see a Suicide Squad 3. I'd love to see Will Smith maybe come back if this movie's a success and his schedule opens up for him to return as Deadshot. I know they originally cast Idris Elba to be Deadshot, I think, but they Warner Brothers at least had the foresight enough, I think, to leave Deadshot open for Will Smith to return in the future sometime, which I'm very much looking forward to that. Um, but yeah, otherwise, I just think it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good action, a lot of good comedy. So I'm rooting for DC. I know DC has had a lot of uh, trouble lately. They've not done the most, probably the smoothest decisions, and they have not done the best in the world, especially when it comes to their DC cinematic universe. But it seems like they might have a plan now. I know a lot of people, which will lead into my next subject here. Zack Snyder's Suicide Squad, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Um, I know a lot of people want the restore the Snyderverse stuff, which don't get me wrong. When I saw Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, I kind of wanted it too. I would love to see that storyline. And if they want to do the multiverse thing with the Flash and go on the DCU timeline without Zack Snyder's stuff and go their own way, I understand that. That's cool. But I also have no trouble if HBO Max decides to pick up Zack Snyder's ball and either brings Snyder in himself or continue this version of the Justice League, and we get it, if nothing else, Justice League 2 and 3 as Snyder originally intended. I think that would be great. But I mean, I understand DC wanting to kind of maybe move away a little bit from it as well. I think they do have a plan. Whether we know what it is right now or not, that's fine. I just think in the Flash movie, maybe in 2022, they need to establish where they're going. That way, we all know. Like, all right, they've got a direction and stick to that direction. Stop rebooting all the time, because about the time they decided to reboot it, the fans finally got on board with Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that's what they want to see. So, if nothing else, hopefully we might be able to get some resolution. Heck, if nothing else, do Zack Snyder's Justice League as animated movies. I think some fans would at least take that over nothing. And DC's animation sometimes is some great stuff. If nothing else, we'll see what happens. But I just want DC to kind of get their act together and figure things out moving forward. Um, Also, we got a Black Widow trailer. Um, yeah, I think that's going to be a great film. I cannot wait till July. Like I said, I'm dying to go see a Marvel movie in theaters. I mean, it's one of the things I look forward to the most throughout the year, and we've been missing it for a long time now. Probably a good year and a half, almost, or going on 2 years since there's been a Marvel film in theaters. But at least you get this one on Disney Plus as well with an additional fee. But I cannot wait for that as well. So it looks like that's finally going to release, and I'm so thrilled. Um, I don't, yeah, I don't think I talked the Bad Batch trailer. If if I did, yeah, I apologize, but yeah, I can't wait for that movie or that cartoon as well with the Star Wars stuff. It's first show back, everybody, so please bear with me. One thing I know I did not talk about yet. Let's get into another show that is starting on Disney Plus. Last week, I've only seen the first episode. I know there's 2 episodes out now, but the Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Um, I actually thought this was actually a fun little show for the first episode. I grew up watching the original The Mighty Ducks with Emilio Estevez and stuff like that. So I think this is a little bit of a nice little nostalgia trip for people my age, and a chance for younger audiences to maybe pick up and get to see these films as well. They're good for kids, a lot of fun. Not for everybody. I totally understand that too. But it's nice to see Emilio Estevez coming back for the show after being in the first two movies, especially. He was in the third Mighty Ducks as well, and I think they might have done some other things as well with the franchise. But to me, it's just the three films. Um, and if I read correctly, I don't think this is a spoiler, but they're bringing back some of the original cast members who were on the original Mighty Ducks team, all grown up now. So that could be a really cool thing to see too. So I highly recommend it. I thought the first episode had a lot of heart. I thought, yeah, I mean, it's Disney. I understand, so it's going to be a little corny at times. It's going to be a little, again, it's for kids for the most part. It's a family show. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but I thought it had a lot of heart and a lot of, a lot of nostalgia. And I don't know why. I just kind of dug it. So I highly recommend that. I need to watch episode 2. I may feel differently. Who knows? But I thought it looked like it was going to be pretty cool to go down memory lane with anyway. So I think I pretty well covered everything. There's one more thing I want to cover before I leave, though, and that is Godzilla vs. Kong came out last week, and I got to watch this movie on HBO Max, and not a bad flick. I mean, I will say this though, I thought Godzilla King of the Monsters was a little bit better. Um, Action wise, obviously Godzilla King of the Monsters, I thought had a better human story. I thought, which these movies, that's one of their detriments is too many humans. We want to see the monsters fight, right? That's what we pay to see. And these movies, for the most part, the first Godzilla movie, 2014, kind of didn't give that as much. They kind of wanted to hide Godzilla a little bit, I think. CGI, and it was mostly focused on the humans. But Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and now Godzilla vs. Kong have all delivered the monster stuff, I think, in spades, and that's what we really care to see. But yeah, I thought Godzilla King of the Monsters, story-wise, was a little bit better than Godzilla vs. Kong. There's a few things that's just kind of, to me, a little cheesy and a little, like, why did why did you do that? But yeah, it was still a lot of fun to watch these two titans go at it. And I won't spoil what happens in the third act, but there's also another adversary maybe that comes into play here. But it was even a little bit in the trailer, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody who's not seen it, what's actually going to see it. But yeah, I highly recommend the watch. It was definitely a lot of fun to see these guys just beat the tar out of each other. All the money was spent on the fights for sure, and it definitely paid off in spades. But yeah, so I think that's going to be it for me for the first show back here. I hope you guys enjoyed maybe coming along with me. I hope to maybe do these every day. We'll see what happens. I do work for a living, like I said, so there may be some mornings I don't do a podcast. I'd like to, but it would mostly be during the week, Monday through Friday, if I were to do them. But otherwise, I'll do some shorter videos like trailer reactions, movie reviews, movie news. I may do this like once a week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll play it by ear. I just don't want to get burned out like I did last time. So we'll see what happens. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you did, please comment below, like, and subscribe to this channel. And I will definitely have some more videos whenever I can. And I'll get them out to you guys soon. And I hope you guys enjoy my content. So until next time, take care.